Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm gonna do some yoga.
Hi there. If you're feeling a bit tight today, you might want to grab a strap or a hand towel. Now meet me in child's pose. Separate your knees as wide as comfortable. Walk your hands out forward so you can surrender your upper body down onto the mat. With your forehead resting on your mat or on stacked wrists, take about 3 deep breaths in and out through your nose. Each inhale a little longer, each exhale a little deeper. And do your best to maintain a deep breath in and out through your nose throughout this entire class. So from here, inch your right hand off the right side of your mat, and then walk your left hand all the way over to place on top of your right hand. You should feel a lot of length in your left side body. Breathe into that. Creating space and releasing tension with each breath. Then walk your hands back through center to switch sides. Left hand comes off the left side of your mat. Right hand goes all the way over to place on top of your left hand. Then breathe into your whole right side body. So walk your hands back to center and rise up into a tabletop on your hands and knees. So from here, drop your belly, lift your chin, take a big inhale. Then exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and pull your lower belly in. Inhale, belly drops, chin lifts, heart opens, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, cat back, pull your belly in. One more time, inhale, cow pose, belly drops, chin lifts. Exhale, cat back, round your spine, tuck your chin, belly pulls up and in. Then come back to your neutral spine, curl your toes under, send your hips high and back into downward facing dog.
Stop looking.
Use your yogi hands, especially here. Press your chest towards your thighs and give a gentle to generous bend in your knees so that you can lift your hips high and back, even tucking your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Add any movement that serves you. Then separate your feet mat distance or even further off your mat. Walk your hands to the back of your mat and hang heavy in a deep, wide forward fold. Do yourself a favor and bend your knees here. That will help release your lower back so you can fold even deeper, and the stretch will be in the belly of your hamstring. Feel free to add a little movement. Maybe bending one knee and then the other, swaying side to side. And take the next couple of breaths, just finding what feels good for you. And toe heel your feet closer together until they're about hip distance on your mat. Walk your hands forward into a downward facing dog, and then just step your right foot forward into a low lunge. And if your foot gets stuck anywhere in between, grab your ankle with your hand and pull it up. You want your knees stacked on top of your ankle. From here, Toe heel your right foot open just 2 extra inches, placing both hands inside of your front ankle. Hands are shoulder distance, arms are strong, stay broad through your chest. And as you pull your heart forward, drive back through your left heel. And to encourage proper alignment in this pose, take your right hand and grab onto your left bicep. And remember your deep breath. Use it here.
I'm not sure if I'm doing this right.
Exhaling everything from your lungs, even that last bit of stale air, so you can take an even deeper inhale.
Okay.
This is the breath that massages your body and your fascia from the inside out, especially as you contort yourself into different positions. A deep breath will take you further than a shallow breath ever could.
Good to know.
So release your right hand back down. Toe heel your right foot between your hands at the center of the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down to the mat and begin to shift your hips back as you walk your hands back onto fingertips, straightening out your right leg.
Oh, I was already doing this.
If your hamstrings are really tight, you might have to come up onto blocks or fingertips or just stay lifted the whole time. What's most important is that wherever you are, you're hinging from your hips so that you're not crunching into your lower back. So if it helps, take a little bend in your right knee. Flex your right toes back towards your face. Take a big inhale, press your heart forward, then exhale. First hinge from your hips, then fold your long spine over your right leg. And again, that might mean just folding forward an inch or two, or it might mean coming all the way down. Wherever you are, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold a little deeper. For just a few more deep breaths. One more big breath in and big breath out. Walk your hands forward, come back to your low lunge, grip your yogi hands into the mat and lift your back knee up as you drive back through your left heel. From here, for a dragonfly twist, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Stack your right shoulder on top of your left and now use the strength of your core to bring a lightness to your left hand, possibly even hovering on your left fingertips. Breathe deep into your whole torso, especially within this twist, for 3, 2, 1. Release your right hand back down, spin your back heel down, and place your right forearm on your right thigh as you reach your left arm high. So spiral open and lean back. Use the leverage of your right forearm against your right thigh to keep your right knee tracking open. And use the strength of your core to carry the weight of your upper body so you're not jamming all of your weight down into your right forearm. Imagine your right glute and thigh were pressed up against a wall and lean back into your left shoulder so that your left shoulder and left arm could also be pressed against that wall. This is called extended side angle, and it's a very active posture, but it does a great job of opening up the muscles in your hips, legs, and back. So from here, using the strength of your core, inhale to rise, straighten out your right leg and reach your right arm high, stretching up through your right fingertips. And make sure that you're not resting in a locked knee joint, so your right knee should have a tiny little bend in it so the muscles are engaged and protecting your knee. From here, hinge forward from your hips as you reach for the front of your mat. And then lower your right arm down, left arm high. And chances are your right fingertips will land on your right shin. Just like an extended side angle, spiral open and lean back. And if it helps, lift up a little bit higher, fingertips on your thigh even, so that you can create even more space and length in your spine and along your side bodies. Three, 2, 1. Inhale to rise. Take your hands to your hips and pivot your right toes parallel with your mat so you're facing the side of your mat. Take a big inhale, puff up through your chest. Exhale to hinge from your hips and forward fold. Come all the way down. And release your hands down to your mat to help support with balance. Now, if your hamstrings are tight today, then walk your hands a couple feet forward as if you were in a wide leg downward facing dog, and focus on the sensation in your hamstrings as you breathe. Even if you don't take that variation though, try shifting your weight forward to the ball mounts of your feet so your hips stack over your ankles, and that will help you get deeper into your hamstrings. And wherever you are, let's stay here for a few deep breaths. So exhale everything from your lungs. Then take a full deep inhale. And an even longer exhale. And keep breathing like that for these last few breaths. One more big breath in, and big breath out. Walk your hands back, take your hands to your hips, and inhale to rise. Then settle into Warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. Right knee bends open, arms reach front and back. Core is very strong, but your shoulders are soft. Now sink a little deeper into your hips. Keep your legs as they are and reach your right arm high. Big breath in. Exhale, take both hands down to your mat and make your way back to downward facing dog. And if you have chaturanga in your practice, go ahead and vinyasa through. From your down dog, big inhale, big exhale. Step your left foot forward into a low lunge at the top of your mat. Again, if your foot gets stuck, grab your ankle with your hand and pull it up. Ankle stacks above your knee. Now toe heel your left foot open just 2 inches so you can place both hands inside of your front ankle. Left knee hugging your left shoulder and drive back through your right heel. Stay broad through your chest and shoulders and take your left hand to your right bicep as you focus on your breath and keeping your whole body active in this pose. This single posture opens up your hips, engages your back, improves your posture, and forces you to stay present in order to maintain proper alignment. Then release your left hand back down and toe heel your left foot back to the center of the top of your mat. Lower your back knee down and shift your hips back as you straighten out your left leg, walking your hands back for Hanumanasana prep, which is splits prep. With your hands on fingertips and your spine tall, gently bend your left knee, left toes flex back towards you. Inhale to lift up through your heart, lengthen your spine. Then exhale to first hinge from your hips, then fold your body forward. And no matter how far you go, you'll still inhale, pull your heart towards your toes, lengthening your spine. Then exhale, hinge from your hips to fold a little bit deeper. Breathe deep and smooth, creating length with each inhale and finding depth with each exhale. Feeling your breath travel up and down your spine. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly rise and walk your hands forward as you lift your back knee off the mat, setting up a dragonfly. Right hand down, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Stack your left shoulder on top of your right and use your core to bring a lightness to your right hand. And even though there's some compression in your upper body, breathe deep into it to help massage the muscles in your upper back. Release your left hand down, spin your back heel down, and place your left forearm on your left thigh as you reach your right arm high for extended side angle. Keep your left knee tracking open. Spiral up and lean back into your right shoulder blade. And again, imagine that there was a wall against your left hip and glute. And lift up, then lean back so that your right shoulder and right arm could be against that imaginary wall. Core carries the weight of your upper body, so you're not jamming your forearm into your thigh. Breath is deep and even here as you anchor down through your feet and extend up through your right fingertips. Now, using the strength of your core, rise. Straighten out your left leg as you reach your left arm high. Give a tiny bend in your left knee so the muscles are protecting your knee and you're not resting in a locked joint. And really reach up through your left fingertips, creating a big stretch on your left side. Then hinge from your hips towards the top of your mat as you lower your left hand down and your right arm high. Use your core to carry you as you spiral open and lean back into your right shoulder. Left fingertips can rest on your left shin or even on your left thigh. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale to rise. This time, pivot both heels in, toes point out, and squat your hips down low into something we call a goddess squat, but you can just consider it like a sumo squat. Knees press open. So if it helps, take your hands to your knees and physically help push your knees open. You definitely do not want your knees caving in here. Feel your weight anchor down into the pads of your foot and on the outside edge of your foot, so you're not caving into your arches. Now with your hands on your knees, drop your right shoulder down as you press your right knee away. That should feel pretty good. Then come back to center and switch sides. Drop your left shoulder down as you push your left knee away. Then come back to center and switch sides, and just alternate between each side, finding a pace that feels good for you. And try sitting a little bit lower. Then come back to center, stand up, and settle into Warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. Left knee bends open, right leg straightens out behind you, arms reaching front and back. Sink a little bit deeper into your hips. Soften your shoulders away from your ears, but keep your hands strong, especially that back arm. Now for reverse warrior, legs stay the same, reach your left arm high. Big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to your mat and make your way to downward facing dog. Again, if you have chaturanga, you're welcome to vinyasa through. Down dogs, take one big breath in and big breath out. Now come forward into a high plank and lower down onto your forearms for a forearm plank. But make sure your forearms are still parallel with each other. Hands still fanned out wide, gripping into the mat through your fingertips. Lower your belly down to your mat. Keep your forearms where they are, so you're lifting up to your chest, resembling a sphinx. Rest the tops of your feet down onto the mat, and keep your hands strong, gripping into the mat as you lift up through your heart. Almost as if you were trying to pull your body forward, feel that stretch through your chest and core. Lower your right ear down to the mat. Take your arms down by your sides for a belly shavasana. If only for 30 seconds, relax your body 100%. So your shoulders can melt open. Even your jaw and eyebrows can relax. And if there's a little tension in your lower back, just wiggle your hips side to side. And then draw your chin back to center. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Zip your legs and feet together and press the tops of your feet into the mat so much that your knees lift up just slightly. Keep your legs engaged this way and peel your chest up as your hands hover just above your mat and elbows point up to the ceiling. Roll your shoulders open, gaze a few inches out ahead of you, and lift up a little bit higher, feeling a gentle bob with your breath For 3, lift higher. 2, higher. And 1, release. Left ear down to the mat, belly shavasana, completely relax. And feel free to wiggle out your hips or just observe the rise and fall of your back. Now extend your left arm straight out from your side. Bend at your elbow, so there's 90 degrees in your armpit, 90 degrees in your elbow. With your left ear down, plant your right hand underneath your right shoulder and press into your right hand to roll your body onto your left side. And use your top leg as a kickstand to help you stay rolling open. With your head still resting down on your mat, deepen your breath in your torso so much you can feel this breath creating space and releasing tension in the left side of your chest, along your left shoulder and arm. Then lower back down and let's switch sides. Extend your right arm straight up from your side, then bend at your elbow. Take your right ear down to your mat. Place your left hand underneath your left shoulder, then press into your left hand to roll your body onto your right side. Use your top leg as a kickstand. Release your right ear back down to the mat and focus on getting the most out of this posture while you're in it by maintaining a deep, smooth breath. Then lower your chest back down. Plant both hands underneath your shoulders. With your chin to the mat, press yourself up into a tabletop on your hands and knees. For a puppy dog pose, keep your hips above your knees and walk your hands forward as you melt your chest and forehead down to the mat. And you should feel a lot of tightness releasing from your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Three, 2, 1. Slide your hips back to your heels for child's pose. Namaste.
Like that. Ooh. Cold in here. I don't know.
Well done, Yogi. Hi, it's Sarah Beth, and I'm here to help you get